I don't know if you've been following this, but Canada is like Canada's mad.
That's crazy. Takes a lot to make Canada. I've never seen Canada mad before.
I haven't either, and I'm like, oh, like I guess maybe they were peeved at all the South Park making fun of them and all this, but like, guess they were just that was all friendly joshing. Now they're fed up. All right. Canadians are not playing around. Canada is not playing around.
And they're not sorry.
And they're not sorry. The United States is gonna be sorry, and we're gonna have a lot of sorries coming up. So
Canada finally not sorry anymore.
Sorry, not sorry. The trade war is coming, y'all. We are fully in the middle of it, and Canada is pissed as hell about being called possibly the 51st state. It's upending their politics to the point of like completely changing the whole landscape also. Like, a month ago, conservatives in Canada looked like they were going to sail to victory after Justin Trudeau resigned from the prime minister. Not so. Liberals are in fact in charge. They are going to hold elections soon. They have a new prime minister, Mark Carney. He'll be running in that election. And actually, the conservatives who were up like 20 points only like a month ago are now trailing Carney. And it's all because of the tariffs. I want to play a little bit of our boy, Doug Ford of Ontario. Doug, I think, explains this very, very well. Ontario is the most populated province in the country, in Canada. It gives electricity to Michigan, Minnesota, and New York. And this week, in response to these tariffs, they've decided they're going to add 25% to all electricity sales into the United States. And today, Trump is now upping its tariffs on steel and aluminum, to 50%. So he's adding 25% more. Now he's doing 50. Do I hear 75? But here is Doug Ford explaining why the hell they're doing this and why Canada is sorry, not sorry.
Critical minerals. I will stop shipments going into the.
Here we go.
It will shut down on the critical minerals. I will stop shipments going into the U.S. for nickel. It will shut down manufacturing because 50% of the nickel you use is coming out of Ontario. I've ordered our bureaucrats to cut off tens of billions of dollars of contracts that we have with the U.S. We are the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world. We buy over 3,600 products from 35 states. I talked to the governor of Kentucky and Mitch McConnell. Don't touch our bourbon. I'm going after absolutely everything. And I don't want to. We keep the lights on to 1.5 million homes and manufacturing in New York, in Michigan, and in Minnesota. If he wants to destroy our economy and our families, I will shut down the electricity going down to the U.S. And I'm telling you, we will do it.
You are ready, sir, to go to war, to go to a trade war with the United States, with the Trump administration.
It's the last thing we want to do. It's one person that's coming to attack us economically. Your closest friend, your treasured ally that will stand shoulder to shoulder with you in every situation you faced. And he's attacking the person, his number one customer.
I love the way he said his number one customer he's attacking, because that's a really good way to to frame this. And we've seen in Ontario, the Ontario Liquor Board, I believe, who's not going to buy any more liquor from the United States. They're like the biggest liquor distributors in Canada. And there are now stores that are straight pulling Kentucky bourbon off of the shelves. And it's incredible. I want to finish watching this.
There's no country in the world that buys more products off the U.S. than we do. We're the number one trading customer to 28 states. And a lot of them are red states. They're going to feel the pain like they've never felt before. We're going to feel the pain. But I'll tell you, Canadians are resilient. We're strong. We're proud. And we're going to fight back like they've never seen before. And I'm sorry to the American people that the president has decided to do this. I apologize, but he's giving us no choice.
Oh, okay. I'm
Well, they're a little
sorry.
sorry.
A little
They're a
sorry.
little sorry still, which is nice to hear. I just wish that like I had any hope of anything making a difference in like Trump supporters' support of what's happening, because I think it's so culty that like their lights could go off, anything could happen. They'll be like in a cult, you follow them to the end till
Right. Till someone tells you to drink their jungle juice and you're like, okay,
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to ascend. I mean, you're not wrong, but we are seeing the backlash because of stonks, which we're going to get to. But before we do, I mean, in terms of like Canada, like this is really giving them a sense of nationalism, of a break from, like the United States. This I saw earlier on Twitter. Canadian shoppers are starting a new habit after checking an item if it's a US product. They return it to the shelf upside down and turn several more of the same item upside down so the next shopper knows to skip that product. Dude, they're doing BDS on us. And I'm calling anti-Semitism. I think it's anti-Semitic, really, what they're doing. This is wild.
I'm just so confused all the time. Like I really like I think that this is everything right now is affecting like calling things anti-Semitic, but also like being a Nazi and getting a Nazi haircut and all this and doing Nazi salutes. I think it's smoothing out a part of my brain. Like I feel
No, the word certainly doesn't mean much right now.
Words no mean.
Words don't mean what we think words mean. Sorry, but Canada, and look, what's crazy about this is like today, by the way, Donald Trump did say that he wanted Canada to become its the 51st state. Again, he's whatever, the craziest he says. He will double down on it a bunch of times. And again, some people are like, okay, the tariffs aren't in effect yet. No, they are. There are rounds of tariffs. They're coming at different industries at different times. Trump is very confusing and confused when it comes to which tariffs he's going to slap and when. He wants Canada and Mexico to be compliant with USMCR, which was this trade deal that he negotiated during his first term. But which products are compliant with USMCR are confusing. Folks don't know which products it does apply to. It doesn't matter. He just is in love with tariffs. It's not even about fentanyl, like we talked about earlier. He's just obsessed with them. And I think in the, spheres of influence, a la kleptocracy in Russia and Russia having its sphere of influence, Trump wants his sphere of influence, and that includes Canada, right? And especially Canada and Mexico, but Mexico's like too many brown people. But Canada, white, yes, there are brown people, but we'll just ignore them like we do the ones here. And so here's Karoline Leavitt doubling down on this idea that, Trump does, as he said in his Truth Social today, want Canada to be the 51st state.
He believes that Canadians would benefit greatly from becoming the 51st state of the United States of America. And I actually looked into some of the research about the cost of living in Canada, and the cost of living is much higher than it is here in the United States of America. The average cost of a home in Canada is much higher. In Quebec, the highest tax rate for an income of $150,000 or more is 53.3%, more than half of Canadians' incomes they are being taxed on. So the president has made it clear that he believes Canadians would be better served economically, militarily, if they were to become the 51st state of the United States of America. Reagan.
Thank you, Caroline.
That's a big state, by the way. That's a really big 51st state. That's a huge state.
I want to break it up into like 3, like I feel like at least obviously this is just amazing to me. I love that she's like they would benefit militarily. Like, oh, what, how? To protect them from whom? Us? Like, this is the most mafia ever. It's like, gee, it'd be a shame if you were invaded by your neighbors to the south. And like, that's you. you'd be doing the invading. Yeah, I know. And the whole like, oh, the cost of living is high. Yeah, man. The cost of living is high. Also, they have universal health care. And I love that she explains like, oh, wow, if you make over 150,000, you're paying all this money in taxes. Yeah. And you're getting it back in the fact that, you still have a government and that tries to do things for you. Maybe we should increase our top tax rate on people making a lot of money. No, we're going to give a bunch of billionaires a tax break in the next budget. Cool.
No problem.
My God, I just love, I love that Canada finally reached its breaking point. They were like, ha, I'm not playing now. Like, I'm done.
It's just wild. It's just unbelievable. I don't even have anything to say about any of this, to be honest. I'm just like, I'm smooth braining over here.
That's okay, dude. That's
I'm just like, okay. Yeah, let's invade Canada. I have no understanding of that.
How would that even work? They have all the moose, and I thought we needed moose. They're mounted.
I was watching Alone, and some guy killed a moose, and then he still was starving. All he was eating was moose. They don't even have any fat on him.
Oh,
What
yeah,
good is a moose? Too lean. There's no reason to invade Canada.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.